Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about locking your interest rate and what that means. So you probably heard that term floating around. This is your first time. If it's your first time buying a home, you probably heard that term and may not know exactly what that means. So locking your rate really just means securing an interest rate, a specific interest rate for a specific period of time. And usually that period of time is 30 to 60 days or the amount of time it takes on the purchase agreement between now and the time you close on your new house. Okay, so why would you want to do that? Well, basically let you sleep better at night, right? Let you not worry about market fluctuations and how the daily changes in stock and bond markets could affect your interest rate. I mean, after all, what's really important here is your payment, right? We're talking about securing your payment so you know what your payment is for your individual and family budget. Of course, rate directly affects your payment, so we want to make sure that that payment is stable, especially if that's what you're expecting, right, with a fixed rate mortgage. There's no fee to locking in an interest rate, typically, at least not here at the lender that I work for at Summit. The only fee would be if you, for some reason, need to extend the length of the rate lock. So let's say closing takes longer than expected for whatever reason. The sellers have repairs to make that they didn't get done in time or whatever. You need to extend that lock. Well, then there is a daily charge to do that if it goes past a day or two past the extension, past the lock period. Okay. But it's pretty easy to do. It's just a matter of planning ahead on that. So locking your interest rate is a great idea. Obviously, if you're concerned about interest rates rising before you close on your loan or mortgage. And by locking in your rate, you can ensure that you not only avoid paying higher interest rates than you originally anticipated, but you can also choose lock periods as short as 5 days and as long as nearly a year out. And so like last year, for example, that was pretty popular when interest rates were expected to rise, especially if you were building a new home and it was going to take 6 months or 9 months or a year to finish that home. People were locking rates for a much longer period of time than this year, where it feels like, hey, maybe we're at near the peak or close to the top of where interest rates are. Even if you're building a house, it may not make sense to lock in an interest rate because the further out you lock, the more expensive the rate is. The further out a lender hedges for you on the market, on the bond market, the more expensive it is to do that. That's why those rates are so much more expensive for not a 6-month lock than a 30-day lock. So it's important to note, if you lock a rate longer than just a few months, it could come with a fee as well as being a higher rate. So if you lock longer than say 90 days or 120 days, you could also end up paying an upfront fee. Most of those fees are refundable. It's usually 1% of your loan amount, so it can be pretty hefty. If you have a $200,000 loan amount, that's $2,000 that you have to pay up front. Now that could be refundable assuming you close your loan within the original lock time period, but if you have to extend even for a few days, then that 1% fee becomes non-refundable, that deposit. So keep that in mind if you're looking at long-term locks. So at any rate, this is something you'll definitely want to discuss with your loan officer, whether that's me or someone else, but there's a lot of various options available, through a variety of investor and lender options you can choose between for the most appropriate choice for your circumstances and the most appropriate rate lock time period for your circumstances. That's one of the things I love about here at Summit is the variety of loan programs and rate and pricing choices I can offer my clients, really to fit what's best for you and what you specifically need to do. Another nice feature that you may want to be aware of that's offered by many lenders, including Summit, is a free float down option. So what does that mean? So that means if rates drop by a certain amount after you've locked, but before you close on your home loan, Summit will actually offer you a free float down option to help you benefit from the lower rates that become available during the loan approval process. So once your loan is fully approved, you have that ability to have that free float down. This really helps my clients out. I just did this last week, in fact, for one of my clients. It helps them breathe easier when they know that they can lock and there's really not huge risk, right, to losing out if rates get better as well. So that's a nice feature. So I hope this information at least helps better explain another potentially confusing aspect of getting a mortgage. But please like and subscribe, and feel free to comment or DM me for more information. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram.